What if I told you the most powerful AI model ever released to the public? One that can write code better than most senior engineer, discover zero-day cybersecurity vulnerabilities, and accelerate drug discovery by 10 times higher, was pulled offline by the United States government just 4 days after this launch? Not because it was broken, not because it was failed, but because it worked well. That is exactly what happened with Claude Fable 5, Anthropic's most powerful AI model to date. And once you understand what this thing can be actually do and why government are scared of it, you will never look at the AI the same way again. You will never look at the AI the same way again. To understand Cloud Fable 5, you need to know where it comes from. Anthropic has been on an absolute tear over the past years, and in September 2025, they launched Cloud Sonnet 4.5, which initially became the world's best coding model, and then come the Hippo 4.5 in October, OPS 4.5 in November, OPS 4.6 in February 2026 with a million of token contacts, and then OPS 4.5 and 4.8. Its quickly succession through spring 2025. But quietly behind all of this, Anthropics was working on something else entirely. A model is so capable it scared even its own creator. They called it Cloud Mythos. In April 2026, when they first previewed it initially, they discovered something unexpected. Nobody trained it to be dangerous. It's become the dangerous of its own. Cloud Mythos has suspiciously discovered the ability to find and exploit software vulnerability in every major operating system and browse on the planet. Anthropic's own red team said it could not only find zero vulnerability, it it flaws nobody had even discovered, but it could weaponize them too. So this was the moment Anthropics realized they had built something they weren't ready to release. So instead of releasing Mythos to the public, Anthropics launched something called Project Glasswing, a coalition of over 50 major tech organizations, infrastructure providers, and open source institutions given the early crowded access to Mythos over the $100 million in model credits. And this idea was simple but urgent: get the world defender ahead of the attackers. Mozilla along used Glasswing access to patch hundreds of software vulnerabilities. Drug design workflow were being accelerated by a factor of 10. The model was finding bugs in critical infrastructure that human security researchers hadn't spotted in years. It was extraordinary, but there are things get complicated because Glasswing was only the beginning. In June 2026, 9th June, Anthropics made a historic move. They took the Mythos class model, wrapped it in a powerful set of safety classified AI systems that actively monitor conversation and interrupt any dangerous cybersecurity, biology, or chemistry request, and released it to the world as a Cloud Fable 5. That was a geniusly jaw-dropping moment. On benchmark test, Fable 5 score over 10% higher than Cloud OPS 4.8 across the board, beating every competitor in real-world software engineers, knowledge work, speculative reasoning, legal talks, and health analysis. It topped the SWE Badges Pro leaderboard with an 80.3% score, leaving GPT 5.5 and Gemini 3.1 Pro behind. Its carried a 1 million token context window, supports up to 128000 output token, and runs on the Cloud API, AWS Bedrock, Google Vertex AI, Microsoft Foundry, and GitHub Copilot. Every Pro, Complex Team, and Enterprise subscribers get free access. Starting June 9, the AI world was basing this geniusly the most powerful publicly available AI in history. And then 4 days later, it was gone. Here is what actually happening, and this part is wild. On June 13, 2026, just day after the launch, US Commons Secretary was sent a letter to directly Anthropic CEO with federal directives and bar all the foreign nations from accessing Fable 5 and Mythos 5 immediately. And the reason? The same capacity that made Fable 5 extraordinary in the hands of defender made it terrifying. in the hand of adversaries. Report had already embedded that another company claimed to have jailbroken the Mythos model. Foreign state actors, criminal groups, and unknown third parties were all circling. The government of US decided they couldn't take that risks, and the problem Anthropic faces was brutally simple, and they had no way to verify all the nationalities of the millions of users in real time. So you can't filter by citizenships on an API. So they did the one things they could do. They shut down it for everyone. No Fable 5, no Mythos 5, every defensive workflow that Glasswing partners were running, hosts, and the drug research and the vulnerability patching, the security trolling, all of it offline. The moment tell us something profound about where we actually are with AI. We had crossed a threshold that experts have warned about for years, where the capacity of AI models are so significant, so real use and so dangerous that government feel they must intervene in real time. 5 days before launching Fable 5, Anthropic itself published a paper titled When AI Builds Itself, calling on frontier AI development over fear of recursive self-implement. The point where AI started improving itself without any human input. They published that warning, then launched the most powerful AI ever 5 days later, then had it shut down by government order 4 days after that. That is the tension every frontier AI lab is living inside right now. The capability curve is moving faster than the policy, faster than the safety framework, and faster than the anyone ability to control. Cloud Fable 5 isn't just a product launch, it's a significant flyer about where we are headed. The most powerful AI ever built for public use latest 4 days before a government shutdown, and when it's come back, because it will come back, and then world it return to will be a very different one. If the videos opens your eyes, make sure you subscribe because this story is far from over.